For over 2,000 years, one book has stood as the ultimate guide to strategy, leadership, and the art of war. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's not just for generals. Its wisdom has inspired emperors, entrepreneurs, and modern leaders alike. Here at China Tales, we bring that wisdom to life, not with lectures, but through timeless legends from ancient China. This is Stories of Strategy, learning Sun Tzu through legends. Let the journey begin. During the Warring States period in ancient China, lords battled not just with armies, but with cunning and strategy. Today's story may begin with a horse race, but it reveals the heart of military wisdom and the art of turning defeat into victory. This is the story of Tian Ji's horse race. The kingdom of Qi was one of the most powerful states at the time. Its ruler was fond of horse racing and often invited nobles and generals to wager and compete for sport. His stables were full of elite horses. He rarely lost, and he made sure everyone saw it. General Tian Ji, though famed on the battlefield, was no match for the king on the track. Time after time he lost. Coins, pride, and face. Court officials whispered,
"The general may win wars, but he'll never win this race."
But this time Tian Ji had other plans. Instead of preparing his horses, he left the palace quietly. He came to visit a man history would never forget. Sun Bin, a disciple of the legendary strategist Gui Guzi. Sun Bin had studied alongside Pang Juan. But Pang, jealous of his brilliance, tricked him into imprisonment. Sun was tattooed in shame, had his kneecaps crushed, and barely escaped with his life. Thanks to a secret rescue by emissaries from Qi, he fled the state of Wei and took refuge here. Though hidden from court, Sun Bin's mind was as sharp as ever. He watched. He waited. He planned. On this day, Tian Ji came to seek his advice. The two sat beneath the trees. Tian Ji spoke. Sun Bin listened, silent and thoughtful. At last he leaned forward and whispered a few words. Tian Ji's eyes widened. He slowly nodded, stood, bowed deeply, and left without another word. Sun Bin remained where he sat, watching him vanish into the morning mist. The next morning, the race grounds buzzed with excitement. Flags fluttered, drums thundered. King Qi stood proudly on the observation deck. Courtiers placed their bets. Nobles exchanged silver. Tian Ji entered, calm and composed, unlike his usual tense self. He stepped forward and bowed.
"Your Majesty, I propose we triple the wager for today's race."
Gasps rippled through the crowd. The king raised an eyebrow and smiled.
"Confident today, General?"
Tian Ji only smiled.
"Very well."
The king laughed.
"I accept."
The crowd whispered.
"He's bold today, or desperate."
The drums beat. The first race began. The king sent out his best horse, tall, strong, untouchable. Tian Ji's horse looked ordinary, almost underwhelming. The race began. The king's horse galloped like thunder, easily outrunning Tian Ji's. The first round was the king's victory. He laughed aloud.
"It seems nothing has changed, General."
Tian Ji said nothing. He calmly adjusted his robe and returned to his seat. For the second round, the king again sent out a strong mount. But Tian Ji's next horse looked different, fierce, lean, focused. The drums sounded. They charged. And within seconds, Tian Ji's horse surged ahead. Fast, decisive, unstoppable. Victory. Gasps and murmurs spread. The king's smile faded. The final round. The crowd held its breath. The king's last horse stepped out with composure. Tian Ji's final steed entered with a steady, quiet strength. The drums sounded. They ran. Neck and neck at first. But soon Tian Ji's horse pulled ahead, thundering across the finish line. 2 wins to 1. Tian Ji wins the match. The arena fell silent, then erupted in shock. The king rose slowly.
"General, what changed today?"
Tian Ji bowed.
"Your Majesty, I did not pit my horses directly against yours as before. I altered the order. I used my weakest to meet your strongest, then my strongest beat your average, and my average defeated your weakest. I gave up 1 to win 2, and thus won the whole."
The king's eyes widened.
Such strategy. Who gave you this idea?
Tian Ji smiled.
It was Sunbin.
The king was stunned. Then he laughed aloud.
I had a master strategist in my realm and never knew it. Send envoys with honors. Bring Sunbin to court. I shall welcome him as a guest of the highest seat.
From that day forward, Sunbin entered the court of Qi. He advised the state with unmatched brilliance, helped defeat mighty enemies, and became one of history's most revered strategists. And Tian Ji's horse race became a legend, not of speed, but of strategy. Sun Tzu said,
The skilled commander puts others in motion, but is not moved by them.
Sunbin's plan allowed Tian Ji to lead the tempo, while the king was drawn into his rhythm. Though it was only a race, control of initiative was already decisive. Sun Tzu said,
Make the enemy show his form, while you remain formless, thus you are concentrated, while he is divided.
The king followed old habits. His lineup was predictable. Tian Ji changed the order, avoiding strength, seizing the moment. His shape was hidden. The enemies exposed. Sun Tzu said,
Advance when the enemy is unprepared, strike when he does not expect it.
Tian Ji didn't try to outmatch the king head-on. He struck at the gaps, not by sheer power but by structure and flow. 1 round sacrificed, 2 rounds won. The victory was already cast before the first horse ran.